It's a new day and a new video, but actually this is a follow-up to my last video, which was titled The End of 19 Ridge Road. If you're subscribed to this channel and you haven't watched that video yet, I highly recommend going back and watching it because it explains where we're at right now and what the future of this channel is going to be and what you can expect. But at the end of that video, I mentioned that I was going to propose one last change on this channel, and that's what this video is. And if you read the title of the video, you probably already have an inkling as to what that is. I'm actually thinking about stopping the pre-roll ads from showing on my videos. And I want to get your opinion on that, and I have a proposal that I'm thinking may make more sense, and I just want to see what the people that are watching this think about that. I think to explain this the best way, I'll start at the beginning and explain the whole pre-roll thing. Let's just say everyone that's on YouTube, or a lot of the people on YouTube, advertise in their videos, and the number one way to do that is through pre-roll ads. And a pre-roll ad is a video that plays before the video that you're watching, and it's an advertisement for a company or something that someone's trying to promote. There's often an ability to skip the ad, so at 5 seconds you can skip that ad, or if you watch it through, the creator of the video that's being advertised before, they get a small amount of money, a very small amount of money. And that is typically how most YouTube people make money on here. And if you have a big enough audience, like hundreds of thousands, you can actually make a living off of YouTube. And if you have a bit much smaller audience, sort of like my audience, you can make enough money to cover some of your expenses. And that's what I do. And I've been very honest about that in the past. Whenever I buy something, I always thank you guys because I use all the money that I make from here to buy the equipment that I'm using. In fact, the lighting that I'm using right now, the camera I'm using, everything was purchased using that money. I don't make really any money off this. In fact, last year I spent a good bit more than what I made on YouTube. I don't think I'm allowed to actually disclose what the earnings are, but at the very end of last year I bought the MacBook Pro, which was $1,600, and I bought the camera I'm using right now, which was $750, and that basically took care of all of my income for the year. The downside of that is I also bought another computer early in the year, and I bought a GoPro Hero 4, so I was actually in the hole last year making videos. So obviously I'm not doing this to be rich or anything. It's just a hobby of mine that I enjoy, and just like anybody with a hobby, I'm okay spending money to do it, and it's my passion. So the reason that I'm thinking about getting rid of the advertising, you might think that's kind of crazy because obviously I just told you I'm using that money to buy the stuff that I'm using right now. It's because I'm just not a fan of it. I don't like the idea of stealing someone's time, and that's sort of what I'm doing. Even with the whole skippable ad, that's 5 seconds of your life that you're not getting back. And then if you watch the whole thing, that's awesome. Like, you may want to watch it just to support me, and that's great if you watch it. But again, I stole your time, and the payout for that is so minuscule that it's almost not even worth it. It's only worth it, like I said, in very large scales. So if you have hundreds and hundreds of thousands of views, you might make a little bit of money to buy a camera or to buy a computer over the course of an entire year. So what would be my alternative to this? For a long time, I really didn't think there was one. It's like you do the pre-roll ads, and that's just what it is. You make a little bit of money off that, and you're happy with that. But with how much it makes, like for example, I think the typical earnings is between $1 and $4 per 1,000 views. So for example, I think, and I don't think mine's anywhere near the high side, I think it's more on the low side. So if 1,000 people watch this video, which I don't think there's even going to be 1,000 people, and I don't plan to advertise in this video, if 1,000 people watch it, that'd be $1. And it's pretty pathetic. So what I was thinking about doing, I just found out about this and I've been experimenting with it, is being an Amazon affiliate. And I'm sure most people that are watching this have heard of Amazon.com. You can pretty much buy everything and anything on that website. Well, what you're able to do as an Amazon affiliate, if I put a link to Amazon, say in the video description, this is after I got rid of the pre-roll ads, which we've both, I'm sure, agree to that they're pretty much worthless. If you put a link to Amazon and say in the description and say I talk to you like, hey, you want to support us? Click the Amazon link. You go to Amazon.com and it doesn't cost you anything, but you end up buying just anything that you would want to buy anyway. Like, I wouldn't want you to go there to spend money just because. It would be like, hey, I need to buy something on Amazon. I'll go through your link, and in exchange for me sending you through my link, Amazon pays between 4 and 6% of that sale. So for example, if you say you were to go to spend $50 and it was at the low end, that would be $2. So of those 1,000 people that watched the video, say 1,000 people just to keep it simple, Google would pay $1 out of all those thousands of people that watched that stupid ad that they had in the beginning of the video. Whereas if I could just have one of those 1,000 people, like if I had one person that was willing to support me out of those 1,000 that went to Amazon and spent $50, for example, that'd be $2. And that's just off of one person. So you can see here why I'm thinking that would be much better. Plus, I'm not I'm not wasting your time. It's not costing you anything extra. You're just making an agreement that you would be going through my link instead of just going to Amazon.com, like clicking it into your browser instead. So I've been experimenting with this with a couple of videos that I have already made in the past where I was either talking about a product or did something where Amazon was actually a possibility, and I've had a little bit of success with this, and it's kind of interesting, and I want to throw this out to you and see if you think this would be a smart thing to do. If I were to eliminate the advertising, so you wouldn't be watching that, and just make it a voluntary thing to go through Amazon. The one thing I don't like about it is that I'm gonna have to kind of like promote that a little bit. Like I'll have to ask for people to click on my Amazon affiliate link, and that's gonna be sort of like I don't like e-bagging, I guess. Like if I'm like, hey, don't forget if you want to support us, click the link. Or is that kind of harmless to do that? I guess a lot of people on YouTube kind of do that, like where people are promoting like their merchandise or whatever. You kind of ask your audience to help you out, and this would be sort of what that is. And I thought to make this even more interesting, in being completely transparent, I would tell you at the end of each month exactly how much money I made and what I spent that on. Like for example, I have a couple big plans that I want to do here this spring and summer on this channel, and it's going to require a little bit of money, and I'm willing to pay it on my own, but if I could use these funds instead for that, like I'd like to get a drone. I've been watching a lot of drone footage, and I thought that'd be really awesome to fly a drone up at the park, fly it around my backyard, pretty much everywhere, but they're pretty expensive, and I thought, what if I was able to generate enough money through either advertising or Amazon to buy a drone, and then I can make all kinds of awesome videos. So you can see how something like this would be beneficial to both of us. It doesn't cost you any money, and other than what you were going to spend anyway, and I think everybody kind of wins with that. Amazon's the only one that kind of loses because it's something that you as a viewer would have probably purchased anyway, but you went through my link, so it helps me out a little bit. So I'm just kind of throwing this out there. Do you think this is kind of a crazy idea to get rid of the advertising and go with Amazon? Does it rely too much on just a few people to help me that maybe won't come along? Am I making a terrible decision by doing this, or is this a really good decision, especially when I'm going to be transparent and show you all the figures and numbers from that? I think it's something that's worth reviewing. And it's definitely something that I want to consider going forward on this channel because I think it could work a lot better that way. But who knows? I guess that's the end of this rambly video. I know the whole idea of talking money and finances is something that people get really awkward with and really don't like talking about, but for me it's something I do every day, so it's nothing for me. I'm anxious to hear your honest feedback on this because this is something that's going to affect both of us and my channel going forward. So let me know what you think about the whole Amazon affiliate thing versus Google pre-roll ads on this channel, if you prefer that. I know a lot of people probably have ad block that never see the ads anyway, so maybe this would be an opportunity. If you want to help us out, you can do that. Let me know. I guess I'll end this video then, or now. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video, and I'll be happy to comment back to anybody that leaves a response to this video, and I guess that's it.